So I just weighed in this morning at 213 pounds. So something needs to change because this is getting out of control. So it is currently Tuesday, November 21st. So yesterday was my daughter's birthday. It was a super fun day. This past weekend was awesome, just celebrating her turning 3 years old. But now I'm realizing that the Spartan Trifecta on January 27th is getting a lot closer and it's coming quick. So I should have been on, technically I would be in week 3 of my training block if I would have started on schedule. And I have not ran at all for this entire 12-week program. And last night I was looking over the mileage that I should have already, I guess, accumulated. So the first week I would have been at 5, 9, 12. I would have had 18 miles the first week. The second week would have had about 19 miles, almost 20 miles. And then as of right now, I should have been at about 25 miles so far for this training block, this 12-week training program. And I am currently at 1 mile. And that's what I ran on Saturday when I filmed my last video. So I'm way behind on the running. And that is because, like I talked about in my last video, of just getting back into the groove of things. A lot of you guys gave some really good feedback and just honestly talked about stuff that you were struggling or stuff that you've gone through, whether it be an injury or just mentally, you're kind of at the same place as me. So I appreciate you sharing that, and that's honestly what I wanted from the last video, is to just let you guys know that I go through the exact same struggles like everybody else, like the average person, and that's why we are trying not to be average. But anyways, the goal for this video is I got to see where I'm starting. So I've always talked about that before. If you have a goal, you got to figure out where you are and then figure out what you have to do to attain that certain goal. So I have a goal that I want to get to 190 for my race on January 27th. And actually, yesterday was basically me getting punched in the face with reality. Yesterday, I decided I was going to walk on my treadmill wearing my weight vest because I've been reading into the benefits of basically, it's like Go Ruck. If you haven't heard of Go Ruck, it's a company that makes basically backpacks that you can put weight in. And there's a lot of benefits to it. Low impact, it gets your heart rate jacked up, just burns a lot of fat. So I don't have a Go Ruck back, so I just put on my weight vest and I started walking. The last time I wore that weight vest was when I did Murph back in May. And I want to say I weighed 193, 194 pounds. I was pretty lean at that time. I couldn't even put on my weight vest. So that weight vest that I wore yesterday, I tried to wear yesterday, was fit for me at 193. So the straps were really tight. When I went to put it on yesterday, I couldn't even buckle the straps. So reality set in that, hey Bryce, you're a fatty McFatster right now and you got to do something. So that was a realities check for me, and that's when I said, hey, you know what, tomorrow I got to lock it in. So again, the plan for today is I weighed in at 213. So I'm going to measure, I'm going to take my body, or I'm going to take my body weight, my weight that I just did. So I know that's at 213. Later today, I'm going to actually do a body fat test using skin calibers. Main reason I'm doing that is because I want to, I like those because when you lose weight, I lose it in certain areas. So the main thing is I'm going to take the measurements of how much fat I can grab in certain areas. Like for me personally, I hold a lot of my fat in my lower back. And I know that I could grab a lot right now. And then I'm going to test my arms. And then I'm going to test my upper back. And then I'm going to test my abdominal area just to see how much fat and how much skin I could measure and grab at those points. So I'll measure that, I'll track it, so I'll put all those measurements down, and then I'll take the body fat percentage. Again, I don't know how accurate the skin calibers are, but it's a form of measurement. Just like I always talk about my iWatch or a heart rate band or a heart rate monitor, they may not be the most accurate, but if you measure them using that same type of measurement, 12 weeks, if it says that I'm at 22% body fat, I may not be at 22% body fat. I hope I'm not there. And then in 12 weeks when I measure it, if it goes down to 17% body fat, I may not be at 17% body fat, but I know I lost 5% body fat, if that makes sense. So measure any ways you can. If you don't have access to the most accurate forms of measurement, then use some type of measurement. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go get an in-body scan, because I did look where I currently live. There's no DEXA scans. I know those are really accurate, but I'm not going to drive. It's not that serious. But there is an in-body that I could test at, I think, a Nutri-Shop near me. And one of you guys actually recommended that, so appreciate that, because I'm going to actually do that as a measurement. So I'm going to try to do that today, and then probably the Friday before my race, I'll measure everything again. And hopefully there's a change in the physique that I am currently rocking right now. So the goal for today is at 7 o'clock right now. Again, I haven't really been waking up on time. I have this week off due to work, and I'm debating on how, because Cassie's schedule is going to change when I go back. I may try to do 2-a-days instead of doing it all in the morning. I'm still kind of going back and forth with if I want to do 2-a-days or just stick to waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So as of right now, my goal is, on the schedule, I have programmed 5 miles of hill training, which means in that 5 miles that I'm running, I usually do it on my treadmill, and then I'll incline at certain random spots just to basically simulate what it would be like running on hills, because Spartan races, it's a lot of hills and a lot of elevation change. So I don't think I have 5 miles in the tank today, because like I said, in the past, I don't know, 3.5 weeks, I've ran 1 mile. So there's that. So right now, like I said, I'm just going to do 30 minutes of cardio, and then once I'm done with my cardio, I'm not going to film that because there's nothing exciting about that. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go in. Today I actually am getting back on my, I'm going to try and have a full day of clean eating today. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Thursday is Thanksgiving, so Thursday I'm going to obviously enjoy time with my family. And then I was looking at my schedule. Pretty much Thursday should be the last day that I eat. I don't even know what I want to say right now. I don't stick to my diet. And then after Thursday, Thanksgiving, I should be able to maintain a clean diet. The goal is up until Christmas Eve. That's the goal. Except for Sundays. I'm still going to keep my donuts with my daughter. I love that day, and she really likes the donut. And by all means, she's not eating a whole donut and like 6 donuts or anything like that. She literally has half a donut every Sunday morning. Because like her daddy, she loves herself some donuts. So, all right, the goal for today: do my cardio, go inside, get back on my diet, and then at some point I'm going to take you guys. I'm going to go to the Nutri-Shop, get my results, share those results with you so I can track it, document it, and then I'll share my skin fold results with you guys later today. And then I also am going to do a pull session later, which I will bring you guys along for. So sit back and enjoy the content for today, because you will see how fat I am currently sitting. And I say fat because I did it. There's no one else to blame. I did it. I ate how I wanted to. I let the voice of average win when it came to getting sick and using that excuse to eat whatever I want and take a break. And I'm fully taking responsibility for that. So when I look at myself, I call myself fat, because I know that what I should be looking like, or how I should be looking, is a mean, lean, 190-pound fighting machine, which I'm not at right now. And that's that is like what my expectations are for me as of right now. Since I did it once before, I could do it again. I just have to get into that mindset that I was when I was 190. 190, like I said in my last video, physically 190, I felt like I looked like a specimen. I felt really good. But what's crazy is mentally where I was at to get to that 190 is what I'm trying to get back to. Because that mentality that I had to get to that 190, I felt like I could run through a wall. And I want to get that back. So it starts today. First thing I got to do is figure out where I'm at. But before that, I got to do this cardio. So I'm going to stop stalling and jump on my treadmill and do 30 minutes of cardio. All right, so you guys are going to go on a little road trip with me. We're going to see if this works. I've never filmed, really, while I drive in the car. But like I said, I'm trying to get better at this whole taking you along for the ride. So I actually just ordered a mount for my truck. Oh, actually, before I tell you,
ordered a mount for my truck so I can mount the camera, and you guys will like ride right here with me, because I think I'm gonna obviously start trying to film more often. So what I did right now though, I found out I'm Fatty McFatster, and the reason why I say that, so I was talking about you need to keep track of like when I lost weight the last time, I noticed that I lost it. I refer to it as a tire. I have a tire of fluff that sits around basically my waist area. I noticed that that's where I lost the most. I wasn't able to grab as much fat. So what I did is, instead of, I got the skin fold calipers, and then I got one of those actual tape measures that you can measure like your waist, your arms, and all that stuff. I didn't measure my neck, arms, all that stuff. I don't really care about that, because I know that where I lose weight and lose fat the most is in my waist area, which is basically what the way I did it is I measured an inch, not even an inch, probably about a half an inch above my belly button, wrapped the tape measure around my waist, and I measured that. So my waist is 36 inches. So obviously the day before the race, I'll measure it again and see what it's down to. It should go down. And then I grabbed basically as much fat as I could right next, basically on my abs, right next to my belly button. And the skin calipers read 20. So I know that 20, I was able to grab 20. And then on my tire, on the back, the left side, because that's where I felt like I lost it the most, it read also 20. So what does that mean? Absolutely nothing. I don't know exactly what it means, but what I'm gonna do is, now I know when I go back in probably, I think I'm at 10 weeks. I think my race is in 9 weeks, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But in 9 weeks, I'll take all those same measurements again. So like I said, I don't know exactly what my body fat percentage is. I didn't use the skin calipers. I guess I could have. But I called, there's a Nutri-Shop by me, and they said that they do the INBODY, so I'm gonna head over there. They said it's $15 to basically get the INBODY scan, or if I'm a customer, which means I basically buy some supplements, then I have 30 days where I can come back anytime and get it measured. So I might just see what kind of supplements they have. I might pick up something just so I can come back maybe at the end of the month and see if I'm making progress. Again, it's all about tracking. That is, I'm trying to track basically my weight every single day, my body measurements, and then this will be a body fat test. So I will catch up with you guys once I'm done. So let's go see how fat I am, and then we'll share the results with you guys. All right, so just got done, got my results, and it is official, I'm a fatty. So very interesting little test. It was kind of cool. I felt like I was on a roller coaster. If you've never done an INBODY, it's very quick. Literally, you just step on it. I don't know how accurate it is, but again, this is just a way I can measure that in like 2 months or so, before my race, I could come back, do it again, and hopefully it looks different. So I'll probably take a picture of this, put it up on the screen so you guys could see it. But as of right now, my weight is 211. My skeletal muscle mass is 103. And then my body fat mass is 33 pounds. So it said that I'm sitting at 15.8% body fat, which I usually sit around 16, so I figured that. What's crazy though is it's recommending that I only lose 2 pounds and then I'll be like ideal body fat percentage. However, that is not. According to this machine, that might be ideal, but according to my standards, that's not ideal. So, like I said, 211, my goal is to lose about 20 pounds, 15 pounds at least. So once I get down to that 15 pounds mark, I'll probably come back in and get it tested. Or what I'll do is I'll get it tested right before my actual race. So I got a measuring point. This is, again, everything I wanted from this test is literally just to measure and see where I'm at. So yesterday I went on I refer to it as a ride along with my wife, and I got to see, since I'm off this week, I got to see what a day in the life of a mom looks like. And holy Jesus, I have so much more respect for my wife. I consider myself someone who respects the mess out of my wife, but if you are a husband, I encourage you to go on a ride along with your wife and see what they do on a daily basis. So yesterday, Adeline had her tumbling class, so we went to her tumbling class, and I got to witness my wife getting Adeline ready for tumbling, making her breakfast, and doing her hair, and then also my wife Cassie, she had to get ready. She had to eat. Well, she actually ate as she drove to the tumbling class. That was funny. She literally used my cup holder, or her cup holder, to put not a cup in, a bowl in, and she was actually eating her chicken. So it was just very like, and then she was also, as she's driving home from tumbling and she's about to go, I think she was going to go to the store or something, she's on the phone because she's not only taking care of a 3-year-old, she's taking care of a 78-year-old. Her dad had some issues, so she was calling on the phone and talking to someone about getting their prescription, and then she went to go pick it up, and it was just literally like issue after issue. I'm just watching my wife as she's like straight superhero mode, just solving all the world's problems from the comfort of her car. So I encourage you, if you are married, go on a ride along with your wife and just be a fly on the wall inside their car or their house and just see what they do every single day, because I was very, very impressed. So, because I never see this. When I'm at work, I don't get to see what goes on with little Tuna and my wife all day. So shout out to you, Cassie, for just being a completely BA and holding down not only the home, but our daughter as I'm at work. But anyways, just wanted to give you guys that little side note, and now I will be heading home. And this guy's eating a burrito and he's about to hit me. Look at this guy just eating a burrito. Average American eats fast food on their phone, doesn't pay attention while they're driving, especially in Southern California. So I will catch up with you guys for the workout. So I do not know how people work out in the afternoon. It is currently 2:35 and I have no desire to work out right now. I am tired and I have that like afternoon crash, as they say, where you just feel like just sitting on the couch and doing absolutely nothing. But it is back day or pull day, so we got to get after it. I'm not really too sure. I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to be doing today. Probably going to do 45 minutes. I've been breaking up my workouts to basically 45 minutes of strength and hypertrophy training, and then I usually try to do the last like 12 to 15 minutes, some type of ANRAP, Metcon, something to get the heart rate up. I'm still kind of finalizing and messing around with this program to see how I want to work it. So goal for today, I'm not really quite sure. I know the first exercise I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing the, I think they're called pendulum rows. I think that's what they're called. Basically bent over barbell rows, but it's from a dead stop. I like doing those. So I'm going to do 4 sets of that, 12, 10, 10, 8. I'm going to increase each set. And then in between each set, I will be doing alternating dumbbell curls. So the focus of today is obviously back and biceps since it's a pull day. And then the dumbbells, again, it's going to be matching the pendulum rows. So it will be 12, 10, 10, 8, and then I'm going to increase each set. So it's 2:37. I'm hoping to be done by 3:30 and be done with this workout. So let's get started on the first exercise. All right, first set done. So the key when it comes to the pendulum rows, you always want to start with a dead stop. So if you notice as I'm doing them, it's dead stop on the ground and then I try to really throw it up. So I'm trying to use a lot of force, but my lower back is not engaged at all. That is the key. So the 12 felt good. When it comes to the dumbbell curls, one thing that I've noticed that I feel it more in my bicep is, so I used to do dumbbell curls as if the dumbbell was like this, and then I would come up and spin it. And I would do that alternating. The thing is I've noticed that when you're here and you're trying to bring it up until you get right here, so basically the first half is very easy. I don't know why. But I noticed that if I have my hand exactly like this at my side and not turned, you can't really see it, like this at my side, as opposed to this. So both of them are down right here, and then I bring it up like this, and I bring it up like this. There's no twisting motion. There's no twisting motion. So I've noticed that if I have them both like this, and then I bring them up, I just feel it a little bit more in my bicep. And again, it's 1, 2, all the way to 12. Minute rest in between, so I'm gonna throw some 10s on each side, because the goal is obviously to increase each set. So second set is done. It's crazy. So I put on this shirt because I used to like the way I looked in this shirt, and the fact that I'm at 213, I absolutely do not like the way it fits. That is why I'm wearing it right now. It's like my own personal motivation to motivate me to get back into eating healthy. The 30s felt a little light, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a mental note in my Google Docs or Google Sheets, basically to start with the 30s next time. That felt pretty good, so I'll probably keep it at that weight for the rows, and then I will increase the last set of 8. So again, 12, 10, 10, 8 on both of these, and then the rest in between each set is a minute. Alright, so first exercise is done, or first superset. So now, since I did a pulling, or I guess you say back focus, a back thickness focus workout, now I'm going to do a lat focus workout, or focused set. So the next set, Jesus, I'm out of shape, holy moly. So for the second exercise, I'm gonna do lat pull downs and hammer curls. Hammer curls and lat pull downs, I don't know what it is, but they give your arm a stupid pump and it's super hard. So I'm gonna keep the same rep scheme, 12, 10, 10, 8 on the lat pull downs, and then I'll probably do a drop set. And then on dumbbell curls, the same thing, 12, 10, 10, 8, drop set. So 4 sets, well 5 if you wanna count the actual drop set. So lat pull downs and dumbbell hammer is exercise 2. All right, so second exercise is done. I did not film the whole thing due to the fact that my daughter decided to come out and partake in my lifting session. So I kind of stopped and then started and everything. So that's what happens. One of the benefits of having a home gym is you get unexpected guests, and then that's one of the problems is when you're trying to work out, you get unexpected guests. But obviously, a little tuna is always welcome. All right, now that that one is done, I'm gonna jump into, I'm gonna do cable row, seated cable row, low cable row. I didn't actually end up doing a drop set last time, or last exercise. It's actually this exercise that I do the drop set. So I'm gonna do 12, 10, 10, 8 drop set. I'm gonna do cable rows, so I'm gonna increase each set, and then I'm gonna superset that with barbell curls. I'm gonna increase each set. So the way it works is once I get to my last drop set, so I'll do my last set of 8 on the cable rows. As soon as I do that, I'm gonna take off all the weight that I increased with, and I'm gonna go back to my starting weight and do as many reps as possible. Once I'm done with that, I'm immediately gonna go into barbell curl, hit my set of 8, and then as soon as I'm done with that, I'm gonna go back to my starting weight on barbell curls and do as many as I can. So you guys actually just witnessed one of the main reasons why I do not like working out in the afternoon, and that is it right there. Having a garage gym has a lot of benefits. One of the only things I do not like about having a garage gym is when I have situations like that while I'm working out, my daughter comes out. Now I know you could look at it two ways. I could look at it as one, it's good that she sees her daddy working out so that fitness is like important to her, you know, throughout her life, which I'm already seeing the benefits of that. Yesterday, she was running through the house acting like she was working out like daddy, and she was like, oh, I'm getting tired and like daddy. And so that's a benefit. One of the negatives though is having my daughter come out, and now I really don't want to work out. Now I just want to go inside and play with her. So I'm like, I feel right now like I'm missing out on time with my daughter as I'm working out. And that is one of the main reasons why I work out in the morning. Because in the morning, I never have to worry about that. So it was funny because right before I came out here, I was thinking to myself, man, I think I'm gonna be able to do these afternoon workouts, because I was just thinking of all the positives that come from working out later in the afternoon. I'm more rested, I have a couple meals in me, I get a better pump, all that stuff. But now, just having that, it's like a reminder of like, this is why I need to wake up just early and get it out, because right now I'd be inside with my daughter if I wasn't working out. So I don't know, it's a constant battle back and forth of, do you work out early in the morning or do you work out when you get off work or late at night? I've thought about doing late at night. The problem is I take pre-workout, so I couldn't really, I wouldn't like, I don't think I would like or respond well to taking a pre-workout, doing, I don't know, a 2-hour, 3-hour session, going inside, eating, taking a shower, and then trying to go to bed. I don't feel like I would like that. So I think I'm gonna be stuck with getting all my workouts in the morning, cardio and lifting. I don't think there's any way around that. So So last week, or my last video, I was talking about finding motivation and how I'm having to go through like old techniques to find motivation and feel like working out again. And one of the things I used to always listen to when I worked out is like going to YouTube. And if you're a football fan, you'll appreciate this, but I'd go into YouTube and type in Brian Dawkins highlight tape. And I'm listening to that right now. So it's literally playing on YouTube. Obviously I'm not watching it, but just listening to him. This is the dude that I'm always referring to, is in my head, like pumping me up. This is the guy that I idolized when I played football. I tried to be like him on the field and off the field. He was just a huge role model. It'd be awesome to meet Brian Dawkins one day and just pick his brain. But so right now, I'm tapping into the old B-Doc and trying to get pumped up. Actually, it's not even trying, because as soon as this dude starts yelling, if he doesn't get you jacked and pumped up and make you want to run through a wall, you have to check your pulse, because you might be dead. All right, so I'm about to do my last set, which is my 4th set. The way it works is I have my weight set up for a lat pull down. So I'm gonna do a set of 8. As soon as I finish that set of 8, I'm gonna pull off all the weight I added, and I'm gonna go back to the weight I used on my first set, the set of 12. And now it's a drop set, so I'm gonna do as many reps as possible. As soon as I finish that, I'm not taking any break. I'm gonna go straight into barbell curl, a set of 8. And then as soon as I finish that set of curl, I'm gonna take off all the weight. I'm gonna put the weight that I did 12 reps on, so the first set, and I'm gonna do a drop set, so as many reps as possible. So it's kind of a giant set, because you figure you're doing 4 exercises back to back to back, and it's a really good way to get a stupid pump and just feel like an animal. All right, so for 4th exercise, I'm gonna go back to a lat focus. So I'm gonna do reverse lat pull downs, 12, 10, 10, 8, superset with reverse barbell curl. And again, it's obviously superset and 4 sets. I saw this interview once that Brian Dawkins did, and he was saying that you could be a respectable man and gentleman off the field, but for those 3 hours on any given Sunday, you have the obligation to go out there, act a fool, and just act completely different than you do in your everyday life. And I love that. And I feel like the gym is that for me, where I could be a certain person outside of the gym, but as soon as I come in the gym, this is my domain, this is my area, this is my place where I have the right to just let everything go and act completely different than what I act outside the gym. Obviously in a respectable way, but like one of my buddies that I work with the other day was asking me what I listen to when I work out, what kind of music I like, because we were listening to country at the time. And I said, it depends on my mood. If I'm driving, I like to listen to country. But if I'm in the gym, I said, I'll listen to anything that can turn me into an absolute animal. And I told him, I said, actually, I've been listening to Viking music lately. He's like, Viking music? I said, yeah. So I played him one of the songs. And as I played it for him, he's like, dude, you're crazy. And I said, yeah. I said, I'll just be blaring Viking music at 3:30 in the morning, just throwing around weight, just acting like I am freaking Thor, Odin's son. just having a good old time. So I don't know what kind of music you guys listen to, but I listen to anything that will help me transform into that persona that I have of Bryce in the gym, which is completely different than Bryce outside the gym. And that's what Brian Dawkins would always do. As soon as he stepped on the field, he would transform into what he referred to as Weapon X, which is basically Wolverine. And if you don't know who Wolverine is, you can't be friends. That's it. It's true though. If you have something that you could tap into, like I read it in one of my books. I think it was on neuro-linguistic programming. Tony Robbins is very big on it. It's like a whole science and everything to it. But they say like your body, how do I want to say this? How you feel, you could change your basically emotion if you link a positive feeling with a physical action. And you see it a lot of times. So like Brian Dawkins, when he would come out on the field, he would do this like certain thing of rolling and hitting the ground, flexing, all that stuff. And it was a physical action linked with like an emotional feeling that you could tap and flip a switch. And the example they use is they say, if you were to think of like, if there was a curtain right here and you were trying to describe someone on the opposite side as being depressed, you probably would say, like, if I asked you, what does that person look like? You would probably say, oh, drooped shoulders, head down, not talking, shy, not smiling. Like you're describing this depressed person. But if I was to ask you, hey, describe someone that's, super happy or motivated or confident, you would say chest up, shoulders back, looking, smiling, all that stuff. Well, if you do that, if you create that physical action, you could change your whole emotional feeling. And I've done it. Like if I'm on running and I'm feeling down and like I have a gesture that I do where I just start hitting my chest. As soon as I start hitting my chest, I've linked it. I know it doesn't look like I'm doing anything right now, but I've linked it to start thinking of an emotional state of mind when it comes to thinking of how, like Brian Dawkins' intro. And I've linked all these different emotions to that as soon as I hit my chest as I'm running, I'm able to tap into it emotionally. But physically, now I change. So physically, it never fails. I'll get like a burst of energy, a burst of just adrenaline, whatever it may be, and it helps me kind of push through. Watch every great sports person. They always have an intro, whether it be, I remember Triple H would always spit up water. LeBron James would do this thing. LeBron James does this thing now when he like pushes down the ground. A lot of these phenomenal athletes, they have like a ritual that as soon as they do that gesture, that action, they're able to tap in to a completely different emotion. So I just gave you a bunch, like a rundown on NLP. It's very interesting. I've read a couple books on it. Not the pro, like Tony Robbins, but all right, now that that's done, I got my last exercise. My last exercise, I'm just gonna do a burnout set. So I got 3 sets. I'm gonna do that cable rope row, which I talked about and I did in my last routine, just because I really like it. And then I'm gonna superset that with cable rope curls. So last set. The more and more I think about it, I don't think I'll be able to do these split workouts, like morning workouts, afternoon workouts, just because since my daughter came out here this entire time, I'm just trying to get through this workout. I'm not really in the moment. I'm thinking about getting inside and doing other things. And that's one thing I know, that when I work out at 3 o'clock in the morning, you don't really have that feeling because you're not missing out on anything, because you legit have the whole day ahead of you. So like when I'm doing it at 3 o'clock, most of the stuff I can't even get done because nothing's open. Most of the stuff I'm not missing out on because no one's awake. So I'm able to, when I think of something, make a checklist of like, okay, I'll handle that today. And then when the time presents itself, I'm able to do that. But when I do these split morning and afternoon workouts. I noticed that in the afternoon, I'm kind of thinking like, I just want to get inside right now. So I think I'm gonna have to stick with the 3 a.m. club. Alright, so that is a wrap for this pole workout. I'm already in an hour, so I'm actually not going to have time to do the Metcon. But like I said, that's all stuff that when I put in the actual workout program online for you guys to buy. The Metcon and AMRAPs at the end of each workout will be there. Also, that's another thing, when you do all your workouts at once, like in the morning instead of splitting it, I feel like that's what really prepared me for the Spartan races, is when you do like a long run and then immediately after a workout, or vice versa, or sometimes how I do like half the run workout, half the run, because you just get used to doing long workouts, referred to as brick workouts. So anyways, that is the pole workout. I'm gonna go inside because I got a shower. I totally forgot my parents were stopping by to give Adeline her gift, but then I will catch up with you guys and wrap this entire video up right before I go to bed. So stay tuned. So my final thoughts about today, all in all, it was a good day. And the reason why it was a good day is because I was able to see where I'm currently at, and I know where I want to go. I know what my goal is for January 27th. Like I said, I'm determined to complete the trifecta in 1 weekend on January 27th, which means this Saturday I'm 9 weeks out, which means I basically lost 3 weeks of the training program. And I believe everything happens for a reason. Again, I don't know what the reason was, but I basically got 9 weeks to drop 20 pounds, 21 pounds, I guess you could say. 20 pounds, because if I get down to 191, I'd be cool. So if you do the math, usually you want to lose about 2 pounds per week. So 9 weeks, that's about 18 pounds, which means it's doable. I just got to factor in and start preparing for what's going to come. Obviously, we got, like I said, Thanksgiving this week. If I'm looking at the calendar, and again, I'm planning all this out. Now I know where I'm currently starting. I know my weight, I know my body fat, I know my measurements, I got my progress pics, and I know exactly what I want to look like come January 27th. So within the next 9 weeks, I got to obviously drop the weight, I got to increase the endurance and my mileage. So if I'm looking ahead, I got Thanksgiving this week, so there's one day that obviously is going to be a free day. January 7th and 8th, I'm going on a field trip, so there's 2 days that I'm going to be out, and we're probably going to go out to eat. So there's 2 more days, so I got 3 days so far, and then we got Christmas and Christmas Eve in there, so there's 2 more days, and then we got probably New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So now I got basically 7 days, so that's like 1 week, basically 7 days that I know I'm not going to be on my diet, and I am a firm believer of balance. Like tomorrow I'm gonna wait, or for Thanksgiving Day, my plan is, which I'll probably actually, maybe I'll film Thanksgiving Day just so I could show you guys what it looks like on holidays and how I try to balance, obviously not throwing my whole diet out the window, but at the same time enjoying time with family. So I'm probably gonna do that this week, but all in all, I feel like I'm a little rejuvenated. I feel excited for the next 9 weeks. I think getting my body fat tested and seeing where I'm at was almost like a wake-up call, like a reality check where, okay, this is what I got to do. And I'll be honest, I'm not happy with how I look right now. And sometimes you need that motivation, that unhappiness, that reality of not being happy with where you're currently at in order to motivate you. Like, I'm in a painful state right now of seeing what I used to look like and seeing what I currently look like. And I'm using that as motivation. So like when I said earlier that and when I refer to myself as being fat, words are very powerful. So some people are like, oh, you shouldn't talk that way to yourself. If it motivates you, now there's a difference between talking that way to yourself and letting it beat you up and get you down. Like if I'm calling myself fat and I'm like, oh, I'm fat, I can't do that, and I'm in a negative state of mind, then I would encourage you not to do that. But when I say that I'm fat or I'm not where I used to be or anything, those words are like motivation for me. Those words are the fact that when I look in the mirror, I'm not happy with where I'm at. I'm not in a negative state of mind. I'm not in a complaining state of mind. I'm not even attacking myself, because again, I'm the one that got me there. And that's a very good feeling, because that means I'm the one that's going to get me out. So I know some people will be like, oh, you shouldn't call yourself fat. No, if I'm fat, I'm going to call myself fat, especially if it motivates me to get back to where I was. And that's basically where I'm at. So next 9 weeks, I'm locking it in. You heard my schedule. I got 7 days basically that I'm going to be free, which means all the other days I have to be locked in and dialed in. And I got to start hitting my cardio. I got to start hitting my sleep. I got to start hitting my stretching, my recovery. There's a lot that goes into training for a Spartan race. And I've been getting a lot of great feedback from you guys, comments and all that stuff, saying you guys are wanting to train for a Spartan. So I'm going to do my best to get you as much content out there. That way, if you are trying to prepare for a Spartan race, hopefully I can inspire you, motivate you, and then make you feel confident that you could actually go out there and do it. But that about wraps up this video, guys. I appreciate, again, all the comments that I've been getting. I know a lot of you guys actually liked the style of my last video, which is good, because that's exactly how this video is done, and that's exactly how the next video is going to be done. Because like I said, I'm going to try to at least get like 2 videos out a week in this style. That way I could get a lot of content out that builds up for the next 9 weeks. And hopefully encourages you guys to go out there and do your own Spartan race. But you guys already know the motto here: stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, don't be average. I will catch you guys in the next one.